Hi, hello, and welcome once again to another new episode of The Crafting Coach. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Megan Rosendahl. I am the Crafting Coach, and this week we're tackling another fun organization project. Before we begin, I want to share a really neat thing that I got to do this week.
Guys, this is Megan, the Crafting Coach. That's perfect! I am the Crafting Coach.
The students at the South Dakota School for the Blind and Visually Impaired invited me over this week to speak to them about the Crafting Coach and working at a newspaper. The students all made their very own button trees, which turned out great. They also made the Sharpie mugs from a few weeks back, and one of my first ever projects, the River Rocks mats. Thank you guys so much for having me. I had such a great time. Okay, so if you're like me, then you have way too much jewelry. Everything I have either gets shoved into a drawer or it gets thrown on my nightstand where it eventually rolls onto that infinite abyss that's also known as my floor. So this week, we're going to take just a few materials and transform them into this cute jewelry organizer. You can personalize it any number of ways to match practically any decor. So here is what you'll need for this week's project. One picture frame. The Dollar Tree offers an inexpensive option, or keep your eyes peeled at rummage sales. Burlap fabric. 1 yard goes for $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. Hot glue and glue sticks. A pencil and a scissors. I'm also going to use some spray paint for my frame and some small hooks for hanging different items. The burlap that I chose is actually very plain, but they have a ton of different options to choose from at Hobby Lobby. Everything from chevron to paisley, plus a ton of different colors. If you really wanted to personalize this, you could grab some black fabric paint and stencil on a monogrammed letter. What a great idea for a great gift! I'm going to start by measuring out the size of the burlap piece that I'll need. We're going to be using just the frame part, so remove the back entirely. Go ahead and lay it on the burlap and measure out the size that you'll need. I want to paint my frame gold, so I'm going to do that next. If you do this, be sure to spray in an area that's nice and ventilated. We're going to do this right away to give it plenty of time to dry. While our frame is drying, we'll cut out our piece of burlap. I'm going to give myself about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch border from what I traced, so I have plenty of room to glue the burlap to the back of the frame. Now would be a really good time to decide if you want to use hooks, and if so, how many. If you do go this route, a wooden frame is an absolute must, otherwise you're not going to be able to get the hook screwed into the bottom. Hobby Lobby offers 3 different size hooks in either gold or silver. I'm going to be putting 5 hooks on the bottom of my frame. Once our frame is completely dry, we can move forward with applying the burlap. Plug in your glue gun to give it time to warm up and turn your frame over so the back is facing up. Align your burlap so it's centered, then just start applying the hot glue directly to the frame, pulling tight as you go. Since this will not be visible when you're done, it doesn't really matter if you get a little bit messy on the back. Just be sure to cover the entire edge of the burlap on all 4 sides to ensure that your burlap won't tear or come unglued when you start hanging your jewelry on there. After the hot glue has completely dried, we can go ahead and screw in our hooks to the bottom. And that's it! All it needs now is some jewelry. You have several options on how to display this. If the back of your frame has a way to hang, just hammer a nail into your wall and hang it that way. If you want to hang it but your frame doesn't allow for that, another option is to tie or glue a piece of fabric or ribbon to the top of the frame. I've also seen people use a fold-out stand to set their frame on. Well, I want to thank you once again for sitting down and taking the time to watch this video with me. As always, I'll be back next Saturday morning at 11 a.m. with a brand new project just for you. We'll tear it apart, we'll break it down, I'll tell you what to do, I'll tell you what not to do, and hopefully we'll have just a little bit of fun along the way. Be sure to follow me on Pinterest. You can find me under Megan Rosendahl. Also be sure to follow the Aberdeen American News online and on Facebook, where all of the Crafting Coach videos are made available for you. If you have any tips, ideas, or suggestions, or if you want to send me any pictures of your completed projects, I'd love to see them at mrosendahl@aberdeennews.com. A special hi and hello to all my new friends at the South Dakota School for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Thank you once again for having me, and we will see all of you next week. Bye!